My best friend is a cheater, so I sided with her ex-husband when they got divorced.
Good.
Yeah, I think that's good. My best friend, 35 female, Emily, and I, 35 female, have been friends since college and lived together for 3 years. Since then, we've both been married, had jobs, had kids, and plenty of moves, but we have been very close friends through it all. When she got married, I was her maid of honor.
Oh.
And when I got married, my only sister was my maid of honor, but she stood right next to her. By the way, this comes from Primary Possession 21 on the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So I have always valued Emily as a friend. She was always my practical friend. I was always the mom of the group, making the plans, planning the itinerary, keeping our friends safe, etc. But I wasn't alone when she was around. She was a good time, but level-headed. She was there for me throughout college and through the many ups and downs. One of those friends that can pick up at any time right where you left off. 3 years ago, we did a couple's vacation to wine country. It was supposed to be a fun weekend away without kids, and all of us like wine. Emily was a mess. Got super wasted by the second vineyard and was practically falling over herself. Broke some of the wine glasses and threw up.
Oh,
man.
Emily.
I've never been like wine tasting or anything, but I have heard that it's like really easy to get drunk.
Well, I mean, you're tasting so many.
Sipping out.
I had one glass of champagne on New Year's. I was like, that's too much.
Like, whoa. But still, like, you should probably understand when like you're getting there, you know? We're in our 30s and I've done tastings and wine trips before, so it's not like she didn't know how to pace herself. It was weird, but we tried to just go home and to bed and try again the next day, but the whole trip was just weird. Emily picked fights with me and with her husband, wound up crying and literally laying on the lawn of the house we stayed at for a while. Her husband told me at one point that she threatened to divorce him if he didn't agree to another kid. Whoa. That's not how you want to go into parenting.
I kind of led to my parents' divorce.
Right. While I told him their family planning is private, and between them, I also said that ultimatums had no place in a marriage and advised marriage counseling instead of coming to me. The last day of our trip, I pulled her aside and said that I was worried about what I was seeing and that she might want to consider talking to someone. I told her therapy helped me so much, and I think she might really benefit from it, considering everything she had going on. She also revealed a bunch of family trauma during the trip that was very dark. She flipped out at me and told me that there was nothing wrong with her, that if I needed a shrink, that was on me, but that she didn't need that and I should mind my own business. I put my hands up and said, okay, no problem, my bad, and left it alone. Our friendship wasn't the same after. Mind you, this is 3 years ago. She lives about 30 minutes from me and has seen me a handful of times since. I reached out to her 2 years ago when my second son was born and having postpartum, asking to spend some time together since I was really struggling. And while she was empathetic and would text me back, we didn't spend any time together, nor did she reach out or support me in any way not directly requested. We were invited to the big things, birthday parties, etc., but the texting, calling, and everyday friend stuff pretty much stopped. She invited me to a concert about a year ago with another friend, Bree, and during the concert accidentally revealed that she had asked every single other one of her friends to go before she asked me because they had an extra ticket.
Why would you reveal that? It's like, yeah, you were my last choice.
But like, so glad you're here. All that to say, we're not super close anymore. Fast forward to 3 months ago. Her husband texted me at 6 a.m. asking me to call. He told me that he found out while on vacation with Bree and her husband that Emily had been cheating on him.
No.
She told him that she never loved him, wanted a divorce, and had planned to stay together until after the holidays. Bree called me the same day and said that her husband found out because Bree's husband knew the details of their girls' trip the weekend before, where Emily slept with 2 random men connected with her ex-boyfriend from college and asked Bree to keep this all secret until after the holidays. Oh man. Right before they were all going on vacation together. It was a total mess. Dang. Sorry, I know this is really long, but I'm trying to include the details so people get the whole picture. Since this happened, she has lied continuously to her now ex-husband, her friend Bree, and to me. She called me the day all of this happened and said that she was sorry for our falling out, but I had seen things during the trip that she wasn't ready to face, and that she realized that she's unhappy in her marriage and motherhood 2 months prior, and that she missed her ex, so she decided to leave. Like, what? Yeah, that's a lot of info.
Seems like she does this trauma dumping thing a lot. It happened on the wine trip too.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, I hope he's like, hey, you should get that checked out.
And she's like, I don't have a problem. She's
And
like,
she's
let
like,
me
"Hey."
lay in the lawn just because I want to.
Yeah.
Nothing's wrong.
Literally nothing's wrong.
Yeah.
I just am touching grass.
I'm just cheating on my husband with multiple people.
Including my ex.
We talked for a while and I asked if she would try counseling or anything to save their marriage, especially considering the kids. And she said absolutely. And that she didn't want to throw her life away, but realizes it's not working. When she got home to her husband, she said that she wouldn't do counseling, already had a boyfriend, and wanted a divorce. Dang. That took a whole 180.
Well, it seems like she's just trying to say whatever OP wants to hear. So she's like, because she doesn't want to lose this friend, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. She gave him the house as long as he would pay for her tummy tuck. She moved into an apartment and is thrilled to be on her own. Booked about 5 vacations in the first couple of weeks on her own. She has no job, no prospects, no applications out the door. And the only money she had after their divorce was final is gone already. I guess you can get a divorce in 30 days if uncontested. Anyways, this brings me to now. Several of her friends, including Brie, have talked to me since expressing their dismay for the whole situation, and we all feel so bad for the kids. She was super mom, then imploded, and is basically gone. She's up 1 minute and down the next. We all strongly suspect there is something very wrong, but Emily has not been receptive to me in the past, and a few others have recommended therapy, or at least to put on the brakes before changing anything, to no avail. Emily and I have talked once in the last few months, and then when she told me to come visit her at her new apartment and to let me know she and her husband got divorced. At which point I told her I knew that since he and my husband are friends and have talked several times while all of this was going on. Her husband, my husband, and I have all been friends for now 10 years. And this is just so unlike the Emily we knew. So we all have whiplash and have been in touch with him a lot throughout all of this because he's completely devastated and very much in the place of, is this seriously who I married? We also want to be a support for the kids as much as possible. We've been talking to her ex-husband now for months and have gotten together a few times with the kids without Emily to give him support and have our kids, who are all friends and little, like all under the age of 8, some happy, fun times. I haven't said anything to her about it. And while on one hand, I feel I don't really owe her anything at this point, on the other hand, I feel incredibly guilty and like I'm going behind her back since we have been friends for a long time. By the way, you never have to feel incredibly guilty if you just listen to full episodes like these with stories like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app and search OK Storytime.
Do it.
There is a little bit more, but I think we need to unpack.
So OP
Yes.
has been with a couple other friends, I guess. She's been helping out Emily's ex-husband with the kids because they're friends too, and has not told Emily about any of this. And that's what she's kind of asking. No, I don't think you're the a-hole for helping out this the ex-husband, who's also your friend, and his kids, because it's clear that you and Emily just have very different values and morals and stuff.
Right. And I
are
mean,
just
you
different
have
people.
come to Emily, like you've been there for Emily and like talked to her about it, but she
Pushed you off. She's yelled at you. Yeah.
right. Or like when she does take your advice and like agree with you, then like behind your back, switches up. And I mean, you can still have the idea of like, listen, if she comes to me and she needs help, like I'll be there for her. But right now I'm not going to come to her. I think that's totally reasonable.
Yeah, totally.
But there is a little bit more. So let's get on into it. That said, my husband now pretty much hates her for everything she's done to her husband and children and wants nothing to do with her. Her ex-husband has been floundering through all of this and has been isolated, so I do think a connection with him and the kids through this is where the support is needed, and I really don't think that you can or should be friends with both sides in a situation like this. I haven't posted pictures of our kids together or hinted at seeing them in any way, but it all just feels icky and like I'm abandoning her. So am I the a-hole? And that is it. So what do we think?
I don't think you're abandoning her. I think that she has kind of pushed you to the side multiple times.
Yeah.
When you try to help. So
yeah, I think she's the one that's like not putting in the effort into the friendship or any of her relationships, obviously. I think it's okay to have a friend that you don't agree with what they're doing and try to urge them to do the right thing and be like, you know what? They're going to figure it out. But in this situation, this seems a little extreme for that.
Yes.
You know?
And also to the point where she's like, attacking you and
not really like listening.
that's the end of that story.